Sir Raleigh is a bullfrog who served as the chief machinist of the Fiendish Five. Raleigh was voiced by the late Kevin Blackton. He was an American voice actor, uncredited as Raleigh in the first Sly Cooper game, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. He also voiced Mugshot, Panda King, and was also uncredited for voicing Clockwork himself. It seems the only member of the Fiendish Five he did not voice in the original game was Miss Ruby, for obvious reasons. Tragically, he passed away in July of 2017 at 61 years old. The amphibious Yuckmouth first formally appeared in The Tide of Terror, the first episode of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Unlike most of his fellow cohorts, Raleigh's criminality did not stem from a tragic event in his childhood. Rather, he was bored from his life of wealth and privilege. He developed an interest in piracy, which he first attempted during a ride on his yacht. It was then that Raleigh's criminal mind began to blossom from the joy and thrill of the excitement of the adventure. His skill in building machines led to his recruitment as a chief machinist of the Fiendish Five. During the attack on Connor Cooper's home, he was actually the one who found the hidden location of Raccoonus. He escaped with the notes of real Oichi Cooper. Eventually, he had established himself near the Isle of Wrath and constructed a blimp-like storm machine that perpetually generated harsh rain and winds around Wales. He utilized the storm machine to sink passing ships, which he could then plunder and loot from.
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on Sir Raleigh the Frog. As a young man, this hot-tempered frog grew bored of his life of luxury and privilege. On a whim, he tried his hand at a bit of piracy and found it to his liking. Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime, was brought into the Fiendish Five as chief machinist, where his evil tinkering genius rose to new heights. The last reported sighting of this Mad Machinist was off the soggy coast of the Isle of Wrath, a small island uncomfortably situated in the middle of the perilous Welsh Triangle.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna go hating pantineri on some terries, especially when they get froggy. Ribbit.
How delightful! We have a guest. The only thing is, I hate unexpected guests!
Listen, Raleigh, wipe up my family and steal what's mine? You better expect company.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. How sloppy of me not to finish the job. Obviously, we should have snuffed you out as well. So, without further ado, let me make amends by what? Bloating to gargantuan size and squashing you like the insignificant bug that you are!
Bring it on.
Trust. These terries come up in here trying to act froggy. Then we gonna give them the rainbow connection. Yeah, froggy.
That's it all! You've beaten me! Well, gloat all you want, Sly Cooper. You're no match for Mugshot, my villainous cohort in Utah. You'll see. Mesa City is so well guarded, a snake couldn't slither in without setting off alarms.
Raleigh's section of the Thievius Raccoonus held detailed instructions on how to perform my ancestor Ryoichi Cooper's ninja spire jump, a technique he developed while sneaking into the thickly fortified castles of feudal Japan. Finding a way off Raleigh's boat got a little tricky with the untimely arrival of Inspector Fox, who, failing to find me, busted Raleigh and his crew. With the storm machine out of commission, boats found their way back onto the ocean, and the mystery of the Welsh Triangle faded from memory. My gang and I loafed around England for a while, enjoying the pleasant weather, and then headed back home, excited for our next heist.
Stick to the pond, Froggy!
Yeah, Raleigh, you know what they do to non-puppet frogs in prison?
I ain't gonna use no gun, cause us Curtises are packing in more than just one place, brother. You ever been smacked across your face by 50 frog dicks? Huh?
Of prison. Later, in the Adventures of Sly Cooper, issue number 2, Sly goes to Heathrow Penitentiary, disguised as a security guard, where he sees 3 members of the Fiendish Five, including Sir Raleigh himself. This in order to collect information to the whereabouts of Cane Island. The Japanese dub of the games, Raleigh was voiced by the late Sukekiyo Kameyama. For the Sly Collection, Kameyama was replaced with Shōto Kashii, who also provided the voice of Arpeggio for the remaster. References to Raleigh appear in Sly 2 Band of Thieves, with several photos of the frog being displayed in the Museum of Natural History in Cairo, Egypt. His hat can also be seen sitting on a shelf at the beginning of Goodbye My Sweet, from Honor Among Thieves. Plus, it also appears as a treasure in Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, where it can be obtained from a vault in medieval England. In this vault, the description reads, "After Sly took down Sir Raleigh's storm machine and Carmelita took the pesky frog to jail, all that was left of his criminal activity was his distinctive hat floating adrift in the ocean. Raleigh's hat prevents the player from taking damage when falling in water, according to the in-game description. Sir Raleigh's hat was the reward given for collecting all clue bottles of Mice and Mechs."